Okay, I realized something scary entering year 2026, and that affects how I think and how I plan my life moving forward. And I think you would be affected, and some of you might even feel the same as well. So, now I'm going to talk about the 5 things that I'm doing to change my portfolio and the way I actually plan my finances moving forward. So, entering 2026, we have war. 2 wars currently that is actually running, that actually affects our expenses. No matter we're trying to live, no matter what we're trying to do, it affects us without us even realizing, or maybe we realize and there is nothing much we can do. So actually, the number one thing is inflation lifestyle. So when we talk about lifestyle inflation, we don't just talk about we want bigger house, bigger cars, better holidays, but we talk about the lifestyle creeps that actually everyone realize, but there is nothing much we can do. So that is the everyday to day food and beverages. So do you ever realize that when we go out to eat, the prices just keep going up? Even a simple drink that I order at an ordinary mamak store has increased the prices. And the, the reason is just very simple. Inflation. Everything goes up, that's why our price go up. And there's nothing much we can do. I believe many of us feel the same way. That is called inflation. But we have another thing, is called lifestyle inflation, where we do on the basis that we know that it causes more. Like for example, you have a house, you have a car, but you want to buy a bigger house, you want to buy a bigger car. So that is a lifestyle inflation. So that is something that we can control. And how we actually control it? Most of the times, if you want to say you want to fight for financial freedom, the number one thing that I normally see is what kind of costs that we can actually reduce. A lot of people out there, they'll tell you you have to fight for a bigger salary paycheck, you have to fight for more income. But today I'm trying to say something different. Reduce your expenses. That is the number one thing that you can actually control. Can you control your paycheck increment? Can you guarantee that next year you would get increment in your salary? No. No one can guarantee that. Can you guarantee that you will get a bonus? No. No one can guarantee that. Can you guarantee that your business will definitely survive and thrive in the next year? No. No one can guarantee that. So actually, when I talk about reducing expenses, I'm talking about the number one thing that we can actually control, because that is something that ultimately we decide on our own. Whether or not you want that iPhone, whether or not you want that latest gadget or the latest car, you would try to justify yourself saying that, oh, that car can save better fuel consumption, or that phone has a better camera. But actually, all those are just part of the excuse used to justify so that you can satisfy your want and you cover it as your needs, you see. So when you want to fight for financial freedom, the number one thing that you have to keep in mind is monitor your expenses. See the number one expenses, which is the one that takes up the most money in your life, and you see how you can actually reduce on that part, or you save money on that part. So that alone is a guaranteed income for you, rather than you spend money investing. It's no guarantee, you might even lose money. So number two, after I monitor the expenses, right? Number two is your mindset shift. Your mindset shift is how you actually monitor and manage your life like a business. So when you have expenses, you would definitely have income portion in your life. So when you do the table, the plus and the minus in your life, always see where your plus come from, how do they go to, and where do they go to, and ultimately how much is left after all the money goes to their respective categories. So when you see it as a business and not just a basic paycheck to expenses, you will actually understand the flow of money. When you understand cash flow, that is how you actually understand where your hard-earned money goes to and comes from. So that is the number two, the mindset shift that you have to have. So number three, we talk about your savings rate. When you talk about your savings rate, it actually determines by when you can actually design and achieve your financial freedom. Say, for example, today you are age 25. When you're age 25, when you save $2,000 to $5,000 dollars a month, that actually have very different effect and result to when you can actually achieve your financial freedom. Say, for example, you are 25, you save 3,000 a month. So basically, you are looking at around maybe age 45. You have 20 years to compound your income, the savings that you actually saved, and your income will increase year by year. So you actually increase your savings rate. By increasing your savings rate, you are actually pulling ahead your retirement age. You are pulling it earlier. Instead of retiring on 55, you actually retire on age 45 because of your savings rate and because of the compounding interest that your investment builds for you, you see. So, number one, you monitor your expenses. Number two, understand your income. Number three, put the right places of where your savings is and control your savings rate. These three alone can guarantee. So number four that I'm trying to do is monitor your lifestyle with your friends, with your colleagues, and with the surrounding that you actually mix with every day. So where I'm staying right now, I'm staying at a big city in Malaysia called Kuala Lumpur. So basically in Kuala Lumpur, the lifestyle inflation is very, very obvious here as compared to where I come from. So basically here, everyone is trying to show their best. They're trying to show that they are successful by owning houses, cars, the latest gadgets. But actually, deep down, when you have a conversation, right, all of them are suffering. They are suffering from the stress to maintain all this lifestyle. But when you try to understand more, they will just tell you that this is a society norm. This is what they are trained to do. This is what the society is doing. No one actually challenged them. They don't challenge themselves that whether this mindset is correct or not. So this is the number four thing that I'm trying to monitor myself every day, that wherever you go, monitor the lifestyle, the friends, the family, the colleagues that you actually surround yourself with. If they are constantly trying to upsell you, they're trying to tell you that, look, you have to upgrade this, upgrade that, and they themselves also do it, you have to really be careful with it, because these are the kind of things that is called the wealth suckers. They suck out your wealth and cause you unable to retire. You know, you may look rich, but the stress that comes behind, the price that people don't see, that's something that I can tell you is very, very stressful, because I was like that before this, and it is not easy. Yeah, you may look very successful every day. You may convince yourself that your job requires this certain successful outlook so that you can land the next big deal. But actually, I can tell you the stress is very, very high, and it's not healthy at all. So this is the number four thing that I am doing right now and still constantly monitoring. And the number five thing, the last one that I'm doing right now, is build an income, a business, an investment that don't need you. So what do I go about it? So the meaning is that today when you invest your hard-earned money, where do you invest in? Do you invest in just fixed deposit, bonds? I'm talking about investing in business, in REITs, in stock market, in property that basically don't need much effort from you, but they can self-sustain on their own. So for investing in properties, right, you might still need to manage it, monitor it, and deal with tenants with regards to the issues that occurred in the house, right? But when you invest in stock market, you have to constantly monitor the price, study the company. Basically, there is nothing in the world that don't need monitoring. So what we can do right now is putting your money in places that can grow value. By growing value, you can actually use that value to buy back your time and to reduce your reliance on a work. Once your income from the other side, your investment, is very much the same as your work, you can actually choose not to work anymore. That is what I mean by designing to invest in business and generate income. so that you don't rely on your work entirely. Buy back your freedom, buy back your time, because that is something that is very valuable. And bosses, they just give you a paycheck so that they can own your time, and they constantly pump you with higher and higher sales target, never ending sales target. Because I come from sales and I can tell you that it's very stressful. It's never an easy path to be a sales, the HOD for a sales department. So that is what we are constantly doing, to buy back our time, to buy back our freedom, just so that we can enjoy life at a much earlier age as compared to the conventional 55, 60 years old retirement age.